Good morning. Um, so I'm just going to speak a little bit this morning about stillness or the quiet. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful morning. Gosh, for those of you that don't live in the northern hemisphere like I do, you know, in the far, almost the far north, a morning like this in October, pretty sweet. It's still pretty early here, and wow, just gorgeous. The seasons. We love the seasons. Anyway, um, what are we all looking for? What are we looking for? What are you looking for? What do you want? I think that it's pretty much universal that we like to have peace, peace of mind, quiet. And so is quiet going to come? Is peace going to come on its own? Not, maybe not likely. Not likely. It's a. I'm going to suggest. I'm going to suggest that we can support it. We can set an intention. We can create a space and a time in our day to sit, to find that quiet, to find that stillness in our sitting, in our quiet sitting. So call it what you want, meditation, sitting. And I suggest without any aids, in a sense, you know, we don't need a guided meditation. The guided style of a meditation is designed to keep the mind busy. And I'm going to suggest that what we really want is to go into the noise and the busyness of the mind, to come to find the peace there. The mind will quiet down. The mind will quiet down as we surrender each moment, as the thoughts come and we just let it go. And the thoughts come and we just let them go. And we start to discern that, you know, we are not our thoughts, and that we are not our mind. Our mind is a tool. You know, our mind is a part of the equipment that we came here and have to use, but we're not that. We're not that. We are more than that. We are way more than that. But many of us think we are our thoughts, and we're caught in them, and we're in the craziness of them, and we don't realize that we're more than that. So sitting helps us to see that, and we watch them come, and you know, often, not often, always, you recognize that there's something watching the thoughts, and you're like, who is that? Well, that's you. That's you beyond the mind. Hi, Kathy. It's you beyond the mind, watching. And what begins to happen through the practice is that stillness, well, first of all, that awareness that we are not our thoughts, we're not our mind, can go with us through the day. We're like, oh, So when we get caught up in a thought, I had one this morning. I got up and yesterday my roommate and I finished off the coffee, and he said he was going to go get some yesterday. I'll go get it. I'll get coffee. And I got up this morning, and I came down to make coffee, and there was no coffee. And he was there, and guess what? My mind really jumped in. Damn, there's no coffee. But at the same time, I could see it. Okay, I was able to be there, and not engage it. As a matter of fact, I was watching with some humor as it was like, oh, where's the coffee? You know, I'm on a schedule here. And so the beauty of being able to observe and to be present, and as the mind is like doing what it does, don't you know who I am? So that was just a few minutes ago, really. It's a beautiful, my roommate's a beautiful fellow, and he said, I'm off. And away he went to get some coffee. But the reason that I share the story is that we're not then so engaged. We get free. Freedom comes. Freedom from the mind. Freedom from, you know, when that happens, then we're not living in such emotion, you know, and getting caught up in it and creating drama and living in story, and you know. So we have the ability to master our minds. We have that ability to recognize that we are not our thoughts. The thing is that the road to that is through sitting quietly. There's, you know, we don't need sedatives, right? We need to sit and, you know, create a space, create a time, and through the practice, it will eventually become a moment-to-moment thing. You become aware in the practice of meditation. That's the beauty, and it works both ways. Then here you are, aware of the crazy mind, because it can be crazy. Mind has been very crazy, you know, aware of the crazy mind, and aware of the one, that we are the one, the oneness, and we grow in intuitive thought. We grow in that peace becomes a knowing. It's like, wow, we see. So it's kind of both ways in a way. It's like we grow in our connection. And I don't want to say connection because this universal intelligence is not separate. We've only just blocked it with our crazy mind. So it's the key, this meditation and this sitting quiet and, you know, and prayer, helping others is the key to lifting us. So I don't know of anything that could be more important. Certainly not any achievements on this level, because the achievements are empty. The mind is never satisfied. The mind is never satisfied. You know, recognize that it's always judging. It's always saying you can do better, or you should do better, or, you know, or who do you think you are? It's often critical, not only of you, but others. Hi, Jennifer. So this is the importance of sitting, you know, and many people that I know, and you know, use substance to challenge the mind. Use substance to quiet the mind. You know, I have friends who smoke a little dope, smoke a little ganji to, you know, and doesn't give us what we want, really, the long-term peace, right? Doesn't give us the long-term peace. As we move out of the, you know, the insanity of the mind, the craziness of the mind, the complaint of the mind, as we move out of that through meditation, through quiet connection, we move into our natural state, which is unconditional love. And the mind is always wanting, and the wanting disappears. It's like, oh, we can live at perfect peace. You know, the mind will object. It will. It'll say, what are you doing? You know, we have to accomplish things here. Life is short. We got to get shit done. And it's a lie. We don't have to get shit done. Life will take care of itself. Life will take care of us. So, it's a choice, I guess. We're going to let the mind continue to run the show. How's that working? I just had a friend who was in the hospital, and I love him dearly, but just so caught up in the mind. Wow. Just for a minute, when he first went in, there was enough humility for him to listen a little bit, you know. But his mind wants to run the show, has him in a death grip, like an anaconda. And yeah, in the death grip. It's I know it sounds dramatic, but that's the way it is, you know. We have to get to a place where we surrender the mind. We say, I'll do anything. And then, you know, change can begin. And yeah, I'm going to read today. It's the 4th of October, my gosh. I'm going to read from our little book, the 24-hour day book. I never know what it's going to say. I just don't read it in advance. Hey, welcome. So, from the 24-hour day book that I read every day, here we go. Am I critical, it says, of other members of AA or new prospects? Well, am I critical of anybody, right? If I am, it's the mind, the crazy mind. Step 1 in the 12-step world is that I'm powerless over whatever the substance is that I'm, you know, obsessing over or, you know, using, and that my life is unmanageable. My life has become unmanageable, and that's step 1. And because we're managing our life with our crazy mind. It says, do I ever say about a fellow member, I don't think he's sincere. I think he's bluffing. Or I think he's taking a few drinks on the side or on the quiet. Do I realize that my doubtful and skeptical attitude is hurting that man, if only in my attitude towards him, which he cannot help sensing? Do I say about a new prospect, he'll never make the program? Or do I say he'll only last a few months? If I take this attitude, I am unconsciously hurting that man's chances. Wow. Yeah, we don't know what the power of the moment can bring, what God can bring. So, awakening can come at any time. Yes. The question from the thought for the day is, my attitude always constructive and never destructive? Thank you. It's a good reminder. Thank you. Meditation for the day. To be attracted, it says, to be attracted towards God and a better life, we must be spirit guided. And of course, to be spirit guided, we have to sit quietly, right? Be quiet. Feel the stillness. There's wonderful illumination of thought given to those who are spirit guided. To those who are material guided, there's nothing in God or a finer life to appeal to them or to attract them. Let me see that again. To those who are material guided, there's nothing in God or a finer life to appeal to them or to attract them. But to those who are spirit guided, there is strength and peace and calm to be found in communion with the unseen God, the unseen power of now, the unseen Lord. To those who believe in this God they cannot see, but whose power they can feel, life has a real meaning and purpose. They are children of an unseen Lord, and all humans, beings are their brothers. And I just spoke about that as we move into our natural state, which is unconditional love. And do unconditional love, my friend. Prayer for the day, I pray that I may be spirit guided. I pray that I may feel God's presence and power in my life. So, just to back up a little bit, to just to recap, my message today was to sit quiet, because the crazy mind is running the show. And so on a daily basis, to find a space, to have the intent to, bring our energy to that, our focus to that. And nothing really can be more important than making that connection, and it is a connection in the beginning. It feels like a connection because we feel separate still, but we recognize the oneness in this. And the mind, as we begin to see that the mind is separate from us, that the mind is not us, that the mind is like an angry adolescent, fearful adolescent. I want my way. I want to do it my way, and it doesn't work. Many of us have to get really, really beaten to recognize that it doesn't work and that we can't trust it. Ego just is so cunning. So that's my message today, to sit quiet, to breathe, to feel the stillness. In that moment, nothing is missing. We're perfectly at peace. We're perfectly here. And we practice that so that it becomes a part of our working equipment. We can tune in a second with a breath. When thought comes, or we get, angry, or we get fearful, just in a breath, we're there with the one, in the one. We are the one. So I can't imagine anything that would be more important than that. Know thyself. So thank you guys. Thanks so much. Just want to also remind that we're going to do this on Tuesday. I feel some nervousness. It's exciting. I feel some nervousness because it's not, I'm not a scholar really. And we're going to venture into this amazing book together to discover what's in here. My friend, Dr. David Hawkins, says that this book vibrates at over 900 in his scale of 0 to 1,000, and 1,000 being Christ consciousness. So it's a very high vibration teaching. So just experiencing it together, we'll all be lifted up. We will all be lifted up. I believe that. And just remember, as we are being lifted up, as we are meditating and sitting still every day, our ego is going to resist. That's just the way. It's going to resist. And just pray about it. Ask, to be guided. Ask to be shown. And help others. Reach out and help others. It doesn't matter how tough things are for you. Help others. Okay, love you guys. Have a beautiful day. I'm going to take my motorcycle out, go for a ride today. Yes, I'm looking forward to that. It's been the plan. Okay, love you lots. Bye.